In this video, I am adding another animal to the awesome 8, and it is the little penguin. Sometimes known as the fairy penguin, the little Australian penguin. And I might show you guys how to draw one, go out and sketch them, look at them, talk about some of the environmental issues where these guys really suffer because of humans, and finally screen print one. So I'm here at Doctor's Rocks, and unfortunately there were some penguins that were found here all massacred by dogs. One thing I hate is people who do not take responsibility for their dogs. If they love their dogs, they wouldn't let dogs pursue and chase wildlife. And sometimes wildlife will bite back. In this case, you got these beautiful defenseless penguins that were just completely slaughtered. There was about 34 of them found dead on this beach here. It's such a beautiful animal, and it's such a shame that humans get involved and they don't control their pets, and then their pets do this terrible slaughter. Anyway, I'm going to go up here and have a look at where their habitat is. So the penguins come up at night time and walk up into the rookery where their babies are, and here's a definite trail where we're seeing lots of penguin poo. So this is a place where there's penguins all through here. I don't want to walk around in there. I could step on a burrow and crush something. I just found this on the beach. I'm going to take this off the beach. There's one of the other things that really affects penguins is if they find a little bit of plastic floating around, they think it's a fish, they swallow the bit of plastic and they choke on it. So our rubbish goes out to the sea and affects these little things. Every now and again I find something like this. Now, there's a lot of responsible fishermen out there, but sometimes if they use a line that's too weak and it breaks, you got this just floating around the sea for whatever to really be damaged. Nasty looking thing. It's like really spiky. I'm not going to leave that on the beach. Crikey, another one. It's deadly, nasty stuff. Let's go for a quick walk along the beach here. Just found another one. I just can't let these torture devices for animals just be laying around here. I've just got to get them. Moving further east from Doctor's Rocks is Lillico Beach, still in northern Tasmania. Here we have a viewing platform to watch the penguins come up. They climb up out of the water, walk along the beach to get to their nests, which are in burrows in this rookery here. This gives me a chance to catch a glimpse of this amazing little animal, and also I am prepared to do some sketching, because sketching an animal is some of the best ways of really getting to know it. It's really interesting how these guys are flapping their little wings around. Man, they're cute. So from the tip of the tail to the beak, these guys are about 1.5 feet long. So they stand up about 30 centimeters or 1 foot, which is why they're called the little penguin. Sometimes in Australia they are also called fairy penguins, just because how cute and small they are. My island state of Tasmania has the largest penguin population. They estimate it ranges from 110,000 to 190,000 breeding pairs. There's a lot of things that harm and injure these animals, including foxes in other parts of Australia. We've got feral cats, we've got dogs, but they do have natural predators as well. Some of these natural predators are my old favourites, the tiger snakes. They'd certainly eat small young ones. Even blue-tongued lizards have been known to crack into the eggs. And of course in other parts of Australia you've got goannas. The other natural predator for this animal is the Tasmanian devil. Certainly a good, agile, fast predator when it wants to be, especially in something this small. They're so cute, I can't imagine anybody wanting to hurt them. Yet in 1930 in Tasmania, they thought that the penguins were competing with mutton birds, and mutton birds is actually a short-tailed shearwater, which people use their chicks for food. So because they were commercially exploiting the mutton birds, they didn't want the penguins there, and so they had this open season on penguins where people would just kill them on sight. Not to eat, just to kill them because they wanted to eat the mutton birds. There's been some cases of humans eating penguins. Certainly the indigenous population would eat them, and castaways would eat them when they get shipwrecked on islands. I'm starting off with a soft pencil. You can use a 2B, a 4B, and let's put in an oval. The oval's sort of sloping down this way. You can see that sort of angle. Another oval is used for the head. This one's sort of more level. And at the back here, that little wedge shape is for the tail. Sort of fat letter used here for their little legs. I'm going to put down where their feet are going to go down here. Their little flat feet here. We'll come back to those feet. Now we're going to pop in roughly where the beak should be. And then we've got to put in a wing here at some stage. So I've got the basic shape here. I love the way they flap their little wings about. It's kind of very cute. So I'm going to have his wings out like this. The other part of the wing underneath. So follow those little curvy lines like that. And the other wing out here like this. So it looks like both wings are back. Like they're flapping it furiously. Right, so they don't really have a chin, so we're going to sort of smooth that out, shave a bit off there. Now this beak, little sort of letter V on the side there like that. We're going to, that's where the nose is in that little section there. Just shade that in a bit. We're going to continue this line to the end and then zip it down into a little tiny capital letter U there. Bring it back over there like that. And a little bit of a line there like that. Flick it through there. And we're going to probably just shade in some of this lower part of the beak. Right, we're going to pop in an eye here somewhere. Let's try and work out where the shady bits are going to be. Just as a rough guide. The back there is going to be that. It's normally that slate bluey grey. We're just going to shade it in grey because it's just a black and white picture. But it's just a rough idea where to put it. Fluff those up a bit. And now eyeballs, come on, take the plunge, and here it is, little circle. Inside that little circle, a little dot. Outside that circle, another circle. Nice and careful. Next to that, a little triangle or letter V on the side, shaded in. There's his eyes. Putting the pencil on sideways like this, because you shade twice as fast when you do this. We're going to gently colour in around the eye, around the cap of the head. Top of the head's all being shaded in. The flipper at the back there. Actually, we might just leave a bit. We're going to do a little zigzag pattern there. They have sort of fringe of white little feathers on the tip of their little flipper type wings there. Let's shade that in a bit stronger, make it really go back. Pressing harder, just going over it again, pressing harder. Okay, shade all this in. Well, actually the tail here, just a few strokes like that, and then continue to shade him in. Looking good. Might just heavy up a few lines here. Just go over these lines. I'm quite happy where I put those lines. You can always pause this video at any stage so that you can catch up if I go too fast, or if you want to change something. Want to change something? Just pause the video, go over it, erase it, put the line where it should be, and then come back to the video. Nice heavy lines. A few little dashes there. And some dashes there. They do have feathers, you know. They're not all smooth. Now, one claw and toe in the middle. Slightly bigger than the two on the outside. Here's another claw and toe. And one behind there. A claw and a toe. Webbed feet, of course. I'm going to put those little sort of wrinkles on the toes and up the ankles a bit. And heavy up under that webbed piece. Now, the other foot here. You don't want to make this foot bigger than the foot, or even the same size. You actually want to make this foot slightly smaller looking. So it's the way you sort of cheat when you're using perspective to give that illusion. Gain the little wrinkles, going up, or thin that leg out a bit. Bring that down so it doesn't look too long, and this one I'll bring up a bit. So I'm going to thin out that back leg, thicken up the foreleg here. I reckon I'll get away with that. We're going to just chuck a bit of shade under here. Just shade under there. Put your pencil to the side. Nice soft shading under it so that it looks like it's on the ground. It's just come up out of the water. The ground's a bit rocky. Putting a few rocks here like this. There we go. A few little tiny itty bitty bits of shell grit and little bits of sand. Like it's a beach. How else can I make this beachy, I wonder? Maybe a little bit of a shell there. Broken shell. I know, seaweed. Let's just chuck some seaweed there. Put the pencil to the side, press nice and hard, and wiggly wobbly lines, and you got some seaweed. And that is our little penguin. So the shirt I decided to do is a wraparound design. Goes all the way around. Just because of the penguins are small little critters, and there's usually a bunch of them together, I felt the wraparound was probably the best kind of design for this. I may do another one in the future with just one on the front, but I'm really enjoying the wraparound designs. So here we go. Part of the awesome 8 is the penguin, the little penguin. Tiny little guys, smallest penguin in the world here in Tasmania. And there's the little penguin t-shirts ready to go out for retail. Now with the awesome 8, I have got number 1, giant freshwater lobster. Number 2, that awesome seahorse. Number 3, the alligator. Number 4, the saltwater crocodile. Number 5, the great white shark. Number 6, the cute little penguins. 2 more to go. And after the awesome 8s, we'll probably get on to the toxic 10. See you in the next video.